started rapping myself.
Oh my God.
At 16. This is a crazy. Not many people know this, but like the next morning I woke up and he's like, "Oh, offer here, headline gig in Adelaide."
Do you sort of have like a secret formula, or do you sort of just post that sort of stuff and it just like, I guess, goes viral? Like, what's your, I guess, secret behind going viral?
I do have a secret actually, and I'm happy with revealing it.
Yeah.
But,
Hello everyone, welcome back to Behind the Tune. I'm your host Nikita, and joining me on today, fresh off the plane from Melbourne, is Ben.
nice.
Thank you for coming. Straight off the plane, literally just got off the plane from Melbourne and heading down to Wollongong straight after this.
Yep.
So it's been busy. And you were telling me you played yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Played in Melbourne yesterday, so
Busy weekend.
yeah, busy weekend.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm pretty nervous at the moment, but yeah, it's been full on at the moment. Like doing gigs every weekend. Was just in Gisborne actually yesterday. If not many people probably know where that is, but yeah, hour out of the city. So going to Wollongong tonight, pretty keen.
Yeah, is your first show in Wollongong?
Yeah, first show in Wollongong. First show in New South Wales too, actually.
Oh
so,
shit, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And where have you played? You were telling me you played Adelaide as well.
Yeah, I played 2 shows in Adelaide. One in April, I think, like end of April, and then I was there a few weeks ago with Jerb at Supercal, which is on that main street as well. So
How was that?
yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a Friday night, so like not too many people there, but like first time like playing with Jerb, who's in our agency too. So yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, that's cool. And have you played any shows in like Queensland or anything like that?
No, not Queensland yet. I think something's in the works for Brisbane, maybe. But yeah, I haven't got anything locked in for Queensland yet.
Okay.
Would love to go to Queensland.
Yeah, I feel like Brizzy or like Gold Coast or something
Yeah.
would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And you said you got Perth coming up as well.
Yeah, I've got Perth coming up 19th of August with
Right.
Lunch Collective. I think they hosted STÜM there as well.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty keen for that because I've never been to Perth as well. So
Yeah, you seem to be going interstate a lot at this point.
yeah.
You were telling me that you only did your first gig in April?
Yeah,
This
so
year?
first gig was I think a couple weeks before that one in Adelaide. I played at the Bunker in Melbourne, which is just like the side room to billboards.
Right, yep.
Yeah, well, that was the first set of CDJs that I touched like ever. So I got thrown in, and then was off to Adelaide 2 weeks later for a headline. So
So you said it was your first pair of CDJs that you ever touched?
yeah, ever.
Did you have anything at home that you sort of used?
Well, yeah, I had like the I think they're like XDJ RRs. They're like the cheapest ones with the screen.
Yeah, okay.
I use those, but like for people that DJ, like it's not really similar at all. But I like watching videos and
Yeah.
like learnt where the buttons were on CDJs. I was like, I had to make sure I'm comfortable. So
What is, I guess, everyone always talks about like, being a, I guess, bedroom DJ and then DJing at like an actual gig. What is like the main differences between like just like a standard set of decks that you probably buy when you're at home to like an actual club
I think
set of decks?
I think there's like the first difference you notice is when you walk up to CDJs for the first time, and if you did it like me, like a lot of people go to a studio and like practice and stuff, but I didn't. I just went straight in. It's like you're like trying to fly a plane when you look at it first. Like there's so many buttons, and to be honest, most of them aren't necessary. But yeah, I think the main difference going from bedroom to like a club setting is probably like how nervous you are, because you're in your bedroom, you're confident, you're by yourself. But when I first stepped up, like I was shitting bricks. It was
Did you play any like gigs in front of like mates or anything?
Yeah.
Or, like any small like doofs or anything that you sort of did?
I did a lot of birthdays, as I was telling you before, like 21st. Like that's the starting gigs.
Yeah.
But we threw there's a little bar where I live in my hometown, probably like 50 to 100 people capacity. I reached out to them and said, look, like I had like 1 million streams at the time. I was like, oh, we could throw an event and just do ticketed. It was like a couple weeks before Christmas last year. So that was my first like proper event. And like I rocked up probably an hour before my gig, and the line's just like way out the door. Like nothing's like been like that in the hometown. So it was just crazy to see.
Yeah, and you were telling me that where you're from originally, techno and like electronic music just isn't a thing. Or like it's not as prominent there.
It's definitely not. Like there's it's because it's 2 hours out of the city. It's like they're sort of behind, and it's just not as big there. Like a few people listen to it, but they're all the people that sort of live half in Melbourne, half in like I'm from Traralgon, half in Traralgon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was. They all knew I was doing it though. I think it was the amount of people that come was just more supporting me and like supporting what I was doing, and they knew what I was doing at the time rather than enjoying the music. But it was just still sick to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's that feeling? Just seeing that support sort of come out to you, and like, you know, your first proper gig, and you've already got like a lineup.
Yeah,
like a lineup of people.
It was crazy, and like pretty much since I started, it's been like that because the plays for the music was just like instantly like into the thousands, and like I've been lucky that I never really had to grind through anything because everything's just sort of worked. And like I'll say that I'm lucky because I am, because it all has just like fell into place for me.
Yeah. What was like the age demographic at that gig in your hometown? Was it like mainly like young people, or
it was all my age,
right?
Because it was a lot of my mates, a few older, a few younger. So it was like probably an average of like 21 to 22.
Okay, yeah. So it's a bit of a younger.
Yeah.
How was that gig though? Like when you played that, like.
Oh, it was. So that was a 4-hour set, and I'd probably never DJ'd longer than like a couple hours. So
you played for 4 hours.
I played a 4-hour set, and I was only just started DJing, so like my music library was not that big, and I was mixing out a song so quickly as well. So I ended up running out of songs and just playing like 170 BPM techno. Like it was like everyone enjoyed it, but like. Yeah, the actual quality of the set wasn't very good.
How was the reception for like, what were you playing? What sort of BPM were you playing like initially? Like what were you ranging between?
Oh, I think I worked my way up. So I knew I was gonna have to like probably play my whole library. So I started at like 120, went all the way up, and sort of worked into the night, which worked well because like everyone's just kind of rocking up. You got like some slow house music, and then you end the night off on like heavy techno.
Yeah, 170.
Yeah, it was like weird mixing all the genres together, but like that's just sort of had to do. It was only me playing on the night, so.
Yeah, how was the reception for that 170? Like
the 170.
Yeah.
Oh, I think, as I said before, with people that don't even enjoy dance music in general, to listen to 170 heavy techno is probably
it would have been intense.
Yeah, I think they like. What the fuck's going on? Like, that's just how it went.
Yeah, that would have been intense for him, especially for those that don't like listen to any of that sort of music. What was like your next gig after that? Was that one in April?
Yeah, so that's like after that happened, that owner of that club, because I really enjoyed that like bar set, the event that we ran. So I was looking to get to just do that and sort of just like do a residency there, but the owner moved away. And I couldn't do it anymore, and that's when I was like, I need to like get club gigs and get into the Melbourne scene, and I got reached out to by the Bunker, and that was the next gig I did, and then after that was Adelaide, so that all happened within like a month. Yeah.
Did the Bunker like or Billboards, or is the Bunker and Billboards? I've been there before, but are they separate?
Yeah, they're in
the
together. It's like it's in the same club, so it's a side room. And yeah, that was the first gig. My manager works in like Lucky Agency, which like covers it all. So like after that happened, that's when he reached out to me as well, because like he obviously knew I played there and heard my music before, so that all sort of fell into place too.
Right. Okay. And then after that Bunker set, you went down to Adelaide.
Yeah.
So you basically played 2 gigs, played 2 first proper gigs, and then you went straight into Interstate.
Yeah.
How's that?
Insane. Like I just remember like, because when my manager first called me and like said, oh look, I'm a booking agent and I can help you get gigs and stuff. The next morning I woke up and he's like, oh, offer here, headline gig in Adelaide. It was just the insane feeling. Like I remember running out to my parents like, I'm going to fucking Adelaide. Like, it was just insane, and like flying over there and everything, and like the reception I had from the promoters, it was just crazy to see. Like nothing I've ever witnessed before.
Yeah. Because you would probably it's a bit of an unconventional route that you took. It's a fairly like fast tracked route that you sort of took. I think I say that to my mates a lot, because like I can get like big headed a lot of the time, but I think for me like a lot of DJs go through like years of like grinding and like gradually going up to like sort of things like that. But for me to like go from like a bedroom to headlining Adelaide Interstate in like a month is like, it just hit me so hard, and I was just loving it, but loving it too much. Yeah. How is that feeling? Because I'm sure it's not all all, you know, it does. I'm sure it doesn't like. It looks great, but like, how is it to you personally? Like,
Yeah.
handling that sort of like very fast rise and being able to handle all that, I guess, pressure.
I think it was pretty stressful because at the time I was set in a job, set in studies, set at home, like where I lived, and for like that to come along, it just changed everything, and because it happened so quickly, and now I have to like go interstate and play every weekend. Like that's my main source of income. Like everything, I think having to like consider moving out of home, like what to do with uni as well. Like, do I move campuses? Do I go online? Do I study at all? Like that all happened since like that day, and to have it all happen at once is like, it's pretty stressful.
Yeah. How have you sort of handled that stress? Like, obviously, because I'm assuming you go to uni back in your hometown.
Yeah.
I guess, how have you sort of, have you moved online, or
No, I moved online. Yeah.
Moved online, okay.
Yeah.
And how have you sort of handled that stress? And I guess, what's been the most important thing during this like stressful? I guess it's a great time for you, but it's also, I'd imagine, be full of stress. Sort of like, what's been like your main support outlet during that time?
I don't know. I think, I ended up deciding that I needed to quit my job because it wasn't necessary. That relieved a lot of the stress because like working on music during the week and doing gigs and then having uni as well. Like just doing those helps a lot. But I think like just taking time to just pretty much relax and just like be with my mates now that I live with has like been really helpful. I think I was always trying to like do too much. Like I was always trying to either do the study or either do like work at work or working on music. But I think relieving the stress is just like giving yourself a break and doing that constantly as well. I think that's helped.
Yeah, okay. And you've sort of experienced this sort of rapid rise in numbers through like your SoundCloud a bit earlier than your first gig last year. You obviously, your SoundCloud, you have I think now you were saying you have 2 songs there with over 2 million.
Yeah.
Did those songs sort of, when you made those songs, did they sort of blow up straight away, or did they sort of gradually increase and then one day it sort of just went viral?
I think the Money Trees remix took a little bit to go because that was I posted that on SoundCloud. Like I put no effort into my social media. I think it was just screen recorded on SoundCloud, but that like blew up on TikTok. And then that gradually grew over time because other people were posting on TikTok, and then everyone in like Melbourne clubs was like playing the song and sending it to me, and I'd post it every time, and that gradually like built over time. But Dirty Talk was the other one with 2 million, and I think like that just hit like 500k within like a few days.
Oh shit!
I don't know how or why. But like I think I just did like a little TikTok on it, and then someone else did like a pretty well-known TikToker did a TikTok, which probably like helped it grow. I think that because it did like 500k on TikTok for that other guy,
right?
And yeah, that probably just sent it like straight up. But yeah, it was just weird to see because they were both sort of happening at the same time. As I said, like October last year, that's when like you see a spike in my plays. So yeah, it was pretty crazy to see.
Yeah. So you've had like I was sort of, when I was getting ready for this episode, I was sort of looking and I was like, oh, it's been like about a year or two, but it's only been like what, 6 months basically?
Yeah.
You've managed to get millions of streams on SoundCloud and you're playing Interstate and headlining shows. So you've had like a crazy rise in the last 7 months.
Yeah. It's been rapid. Like, because those, like I started in 2021, that's where the tracks date back to. But at that time, it was just like doing it for fun and not even really caring about it. But I'd say October last year is like when it like becomes serious, like it become me actually doing it. And like I invested in myself at that time, like I remember just making all my profile pictures the same and like making a link tree and everything. I was like, all right, I need to take this serious. And then from that day, like everything's just like worked and happened. So
yeah. Sort of, how have you maintained that sort of professionalism, or do you still sort of treat it as like having fun, or do you sort of treat it now as like a job, like it's like your full-time gig now?
I think you need to, in the music sense, in like being in a like creative industry, I think you need to like have fun with it, because then you lose, like if it becomes a chore, then you lose creativity and you like your music's not as good if it's like that. So I think I still like to have fun with it, and I still don't put rules on myself when I make music. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm not doing a remix today because I do too many remixes. Like, whatever, like when I sit down at the computer and like make a song, I'm making whatever I feel like making. Like, but in the sense of like social media and I guess playing gigs, like I try to like keep professional as possible because I think that goes back to like your reputation and stuff like that. But I think within music, it's just having fun.
Yeah. So like you sort of like with people facing you sort of professional, but behind the scenes and stuff, you sort of just like to just fuck around a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much. Like if you get to know me, like I do fuck around a bit.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So like, where that sort of everything just start with like techno, electronic music, dance music, DJing, like take us back to like your first memory of it, like of starting or enjoying that music or.
Yeah, well, my music like career, I would say, has backdated a long time, but techno and dance music in general has been probably like has started like 2021. I think like coming out of COVID, as everyone did, like DJing during COVID. But I started as I told you before, at 12 years old, like on FL Studio, just producing like boom bap rap beats. That's what I was doing at the time. I did that for like a year or so. And then coming into high school, I think it was like the Melbourne Bounce era, like where like everyone was doing the Melbourne Bounce remixes and stuff like that. So I was doing SoundCloud remixes at the time, and they were horrible, like really bad.
Are they still up?
Nah, I can't even remember what name I went under then.
Shit.
Like, but then I went back to like rap beats, doing trap beats. This is about like 14, 15 years old, I reckon. Went back to that and couldn't get plays on SoundCloud because I was posting them, and I was like, you know what, like you need vocals on it. So I started rapping myself.
Oh my God.
At 16. This is a crazy, not many people know this, but like I won't say the name because I think some of the content's still up there for this artist account or this alias. But I did at 16 till about 19, 20 years old, so not even that long ago did I stop doing it. Was rapping, doing music videos, had a few songs. Like I think I did 3 million total streams on Spotify. Like, so it was good.
Shit.
Like, it did well, but like I just got embarrassed of it in the end and scrapped it. Like I had a full microphone set up and everything. Scrapped that, but like still my love for music was there, and that's where techno come in. I was like, what can I make where I don't have to have a microphone, don't have any gear? Like, what can I just do on my computer? And like techno and house was it. Like I was in love with like Ketamar at the time, and DJs like that. So I just started that and posted on SoundCloud, and they just did well. Like did well straight away. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's funny. The rapping, I didn't actually know that at all. That's interesting.
Yeah,
do you want to like add? Do you want to talk to that a little bit more? Like, was there anything else that sort of happened during that time? Did you land any like big features from like big Aussie artists at that point?
No, so I was my type of music. It was like, I wouldn't even call it rapping. It was like that Lil Peep sort of music, like the sad, like the emo sad emo rap. Like not many people are gonna pick this at all. But I was working with this guy called Pink Sig who still does it, and he's got millions of monthly listeners. Like I had him feature on a track once, and then that blew up after, like that blew up while he was still sort of small. So,
is he Aussie?
Nah, he's American.
Oh, he's from the US.
Yeah, like my top listeners when I was doing that were like Germany, USA, then Australia.
Oh shit! So you were like global, in a way.
Yeah, Australia wasn't really like listening to it much at all.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's so sick. So like when you, I guess the process of like getting a feature like that. Obviously now you say he's a lot bigger than what he was back then. What was like the process of getting someone like him as a feature? Did he reach out to you?
No, I reached out to him because I'd listened to his music, and it was just like an Instagram message, and like he did it for free at the time. And then as I got like towards the end of my music career and he was doing really well, like he was asking for like $1,500 for a feeture.
Oh shit.
And I was just like, it's not going to work anymore. And he was the only reason I was getting any plays anyway. So I was like, that was part of the reason I was like, yeah, I need to scrap it.
Yeah. Do you reckon if you continued with it, where do you reckon you'd be now?
I'd probably be getting bullied. For starters, I'd be getting bullied, but it wouldn't have gone anywhere. I don't think. It's like DJing and the techno music in general, being from Australia and being able to be close to where the scene, like the heart of the scene, is like crucial to being able to be successful. I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been so hard to, and like any rapper or any like artist like that nowadays is so hard to make it. I feel like because it's such like a saturated industry, and it's so hard to be unique. But yeah, I didn't really like it in the end anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's interesting that you say it's like a saturated industry because you could sort of say the same thing about
I think so too.
House and techno in Australia, like especially at this stage coming out of COVID, like there's so much like.
I think everyone DJs. Like, but I always say that to people like that want to like do well in the industry. I say you have to produce. Like that's the only thing setting people apart. And I think if you look into it, everyone that's producing and DJing, they're the people doing well. Like you know, like people are going to book you for the songs you play, even if you don't play them. So I think that's the only way you can really separate yourself at the moment.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, you see that a lot of DJs sort of just stick to just club gigs, but as you said, it's the ones that actually make their own music and release that sort of stuff. It's
not impossible to like be a successful DJ without producing. It's like you see a lot of DJs that haven't produced a track before doing well. Yeah, but it's just like I think at this point in time, with so many people doing it, like if you want to have the best chance at it, like I think that's what you got to do. Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point. What was your first track that you produced? Like whether it be, I don't know if did you upload your first ever track that you produced? Yeah, I don't think I uploaded the first one I ever produced, but actually it might have been the one. It's on my SoundCloud, FMLH. It's the remix of FML by Kanye West. Right. I think that was the first song that I actually produced, and I don't know how. Like, it's actually a pretty well produced song. It's just like it's a bit more like minimal techno. Like, I wouldn't even say techno, but like it sounds a bit Melbourne bouncy. But like the song is produced well. Right. Okay. But yeah, that probably would have been my first. Like that was like start of 2021. Okay, and then after that. Because obviously, you've done a lot of remixes of like well-known rap songs. Would your influence through rap sort of is that where it came from? 100%. These remixes. Like I think obviously I was a big fan. I don't even listen to rap anymore at all. But like being a big fan, like I did Yonkers, I did Money Trees, like all these like songs are my favorite songs. And like rapping actually helped me as well because I was recording myself. I was mixing and mastering my own vocals. So like. When I get an a cappella or like vocals for a house track or a techno track, I'm mixing that and mastering myself from what I've learnt in the past. So it all sort of like helped me to where I am today. As embarrassing it is, like I needed to. I mean, it's led you to where you are today. Yeah, which is funny. What was your friends' reaction to the rapping, or did they not know about it either? The weird thing about my mates is like they've always been supportive. Like, right. I can tell you right now, if one of them was doing that, like I would have like said something to him, like, no, you need to stop. But like my mates, like even like when I first started posting like DJing stuff or like TikToks or anything, like even just like they're just always supportive, and it's been really good. Like now they come up to a lot of gigs with me and everything. It's all like I don't ask them to do it, but like it means a lot. Like seeing familiar faces there and like having them there with you. So I'd imagine it'd be sick. Do they come to any of like Interstate shows or just pure like just the Melbourne shows? No, they haven't come to an Interstate show because flights obviously are pretty expensive. But they're planning to come to Perth with me in August, which should be pretty sick. Yeah, I think the weather trip out of it. Yeah, weather should be good up there and. Like none of us have been before. Probably try catch a footy game or something. So yeah, no, that sounds awesome. So like, when did you produce and release Dirty Talk and like Money Trees? When was it? Do you mind if I check my phone? That's all good. I guess. No, I think it would have been before October last year. Yeah. How was that like production? Like, did you sort of what was your mentality going into like remixing that song? So, I think a lot of people know Money Trees was after like Burning Bridges was coming out big. By like, the Skin on Skin one? Yeah, right. So that was like, as much as it is like trying to get viral as possible, it's what I did. I can't deny that that's what I did. But like that song come out, so like it was in that style. I can't see when that's posted. It would have been around mid-year last year. Yeah. Yeah, like so it was like in the Skin on Skin style, but I was like, I don't want to do drill techno. I want a vocal that like I can bring other people in on and like everyone will know. So I did like pretty much a drill techno backing track over like a popular vocal, and like it was always like gonna do well as long as it was produced well, because it was massive. The song that's like techno side of it was massive at the time, and everyone knows Money Trees. So like, I don't like producing music just to get viral, but at that time, like it was just fun and it wasn't a serious thing. But it helped me get to where I am today. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Did you produce it? Wait, just to clarify, did you produce it to get viral, or did you just produce it just for the fun of it? Because you're like, oh, Skin and Skin.
Yeah, true. I did just contradict myself, but it was. I guess it was sort of both. Like remixes are always fun. I have fun making remixes, but like it was, I had in my mind that I wanted the track to do well as well. So like it was sort of both at the time, but I haven't. Feeding the Family is the last remix I've done in a while, which was never supposed to release. Like,
oh, really?
That was just supposed to be like playing the sets, but like we posted a TikTok and that went like pretty viral on TikTok at the time. So my manager and myself like, yeah, put it up on SoundCloud at least. Yeah. But I'm trying to move away from like remixes and stuff in general and just do like original tracks, which is like Can I Exit, and I've got the EP coming out soon. So yeah,
right. When's that coming out?
Was originally the end of the month, but I think we're pushing it back because I have another single like coming out soon, so we're gonna like swap them around.
Okay, yeah. I guess you've sort of gone viral. You're sort of like a bit of an expert at going viral at this point. You've been viral a few times. Yeah. What's like? Do you sort of have like a secret formula, or do you sort of just post that sort of stuff and it just like, I guess, goes viral? Like, what's your, I guess, secret behind going viral?
I do have a secret actually, and I'm happy with revealing it.
Yeah.
But I think when I make my tracks, I have like I don't really like postpone a release. That's one thing I don't like. For like you see on TikTok, it's weeks or even months of people like waiting for the track to drop. Once I have a track, I'm like, once I post about it, I'm gonna drop it. So I usually would do a TikTok. And I think the biggest thing on SoundCloud is using Hype Edit. I don't know if you know what that is.
No, I'm not sure.
So it's like obviously DJs are going to want to download the song and use it for their sets. Like every DJ wants a download. So Hype Edit links on your song will give them a free download, but they have to pretty much give you something in return. So you can make them like your song, comment, like repost it, follow you on Instagram. So I just did that for all my songs. And pretty much made them follow me on Instagram, like grow the fan base, repost the song, comment on the song. So that just like puts the song on the algorithm and like grows your fan base at the same time. Just in exchange for them putting it on their USB.
Right, okay.
So I would suggest, I think a lot of people do that, or they'll put it on Bandcamp, which Bandcamp only like, that'll give you money for their download, but it won't give you like any of the other perks. But I'd suggest doing Hype Edit for like up and coming producers, like to get the song in the algorithm is the most important thing.
Is that how you think Money Trees went?
Money Trees is a combination of things. I think like just the presence it had on TikTok, and like a lot of DJs were playing it at the clubs at the time, but then also like that was on Hype Edit and just doing well on SoundCloud in general. That hit the top 50 charts and still is in there, like on SoundCloud.
Oh really?
Yeah,
for
like all genres.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like that, obviously people going on SoundCloud are going to look through that and play those songs, so that helps it pretty well.
So it's sort of just, it's always going to be going plays. No, that's sick. What about like just like your own, obviously going from remixes and stuff, like just making like original tracks? What's like your what's your mentality and process in making those sort of tracks? What's like your inspirations, I guess?
My inspirations?
Yeah, for like the tracks that you've made. Because Can I Exit is sort of like, we were just talking about it before, like yesterday, Black Traffic played it at the BLK event.
Yeah.
I guess, what's your inspirations with making those sort of tracks?
I think Can I Exit was, I just noticed there was, Black Traffic did one himself, as a seatbelt remix. That got played at BTV by STÜM, I think.
Okay.
And there was like Medulla by Bad Boombox. All these techno songs that were like getting popular at the time were like vocal chop songs, and even psytrance basses as well thrown in. I was like, I need to be able to like do vocal chops, and I've been doing heaps of my songs are using these like chopped up vocals and like heavy techno kicks and stuff like that. So I think inspiration came a lot from pretty much what was popular at the time, but it wasn't like, it's not like viral popular, if you know what I mean. Like it's just like you can sort of see it in the scene that like people are doing vocal chops and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that for Can I Exit, that's what I did. But the others for original songs, generally the way I do it is I pick out a song that I like and I sort of base it off that just one singular song. Like I think I had another song called As You Are that dropped. That was based off More Grab and Flansy You.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so that song, even though it doesn't sound the same, it's just like the same sort of vibe. Like I just pick out songs that I like, and it's not like I don't copy them. It's just like I want to make this genre of song.
So like it's like just like inspiration. Like.
Yeah, pretty much. Like all my music is inspired by other people, and everything you make is. It always will be like little parts from everywhere. But like original tracks, I think are a lot more fun for me nowadays than remixes, because like you're able to, like I said, you're able to claim it as yours and just like build it from scratch is like really fun to me. Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, speaking on that, what's like your earliest like what's like, obviously you did like you had the rap and then you sort of found the house and techno. What was like your inspirations at that point? Like who were you sort of listening to? You said Kedema, but was there like anyone else that you sort of listened to?
Yeah, so Kedema, BLK, who we were talking about before, was like, I've always been a big BLK fan. And I think I remember I used to always listen to this guy called Cody Wong. I don't think he's like a very big DJ at all. He's like from Ireland or something.
Oh, I know one of his songs.
Yeah.
I think he recently went viral on TikTok.
Yeah, he's been going for ages, and like I actually talk to him now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I wasn't a very big like techno or house fan, but like I think I just listened to Kedema because I liked his name because it sounded like ketamine. but like I actually liked Kedema's music as well. And then BLK was like has always been doing numbers on SoundCloud. And Cody Wong as well. I used to listen to all his songs for whatever reason. But it was, I'd say like those three being who I listened to at the time. Probably Morgrab too. I think Morgrab was massive in like before everyone started DJing. He was like starting on YouTube or something. But like Liverpool Street and Rain was like massive. I think artists like that would definitely inspire me to like start it at least.
Yeah. Well, it's cool that you mention those sort of artists, like especially like someone like Kedema and Morgrab, who have such like they themselves have such diverse music releases.
Yeah,
I think
and working together at the moment as well.
Yeah, and I think as well with you as well, because you have so much like just such diverse music as well. Like I said, your first track you released is like a very slow housey, like a tech house, like minimal house sort of track, to now like Can I Exit, like the side trance sort of thing. Is that something that you sort of, do you want to stay within that sort of variety, or are you sort of more focused on one sort of specific genre?
I think
or subgenre?
I'm happy that you pointed that out as well, because I think I do try to keep the variety, because the way I look at it is you can stick yourself in one genre and do that for all your tracks, but I think you get a very like tight fan base of just people that like that music, whereas I feel like if I drop an EP, which I am soon, and I've got 5 songs that are all different genres, then you've got a massive fan base that it can all say, I like this song, I like this song. Like I feel like you just bring more people in by doing that. And as like it's still in the dance genre. I think I got like, you got Can I Exit, which is psytrance. There's a song called Check This Out, which is like 160 BPM techno.
Right.
As You Are is like melodic house. Flashback is drill techno. Like there's all just like different type of genres and stuff in there, which I think I would remain doing that for probably the rest of my career.
So yeah, you put a lot of importance on like hitting a lot of fan bases rather than focusing on one fan base. Yeah,
and I'm not sure if that's the correct way to do it, but I think like that's just because I enjoy so many different genres as well. Like they're all genres that I'd listen to myself within like the dance techno like scene. So yeah, I think a lot of people would still enjoy like all 5 of the songs in the EP. So yeah, I think I would probably keep doing that.
Yeah. How's that been with the EP though? Like how has it been like sort of like producing and, you know, now like nearly releasing your first EP? How's that sort of how has that process been?
It's been strange. I've always released music like independently. That's with Teamwork Records. So like having suggestions and like getting masterings done by people that are within the label is like has been strange. It's all been beneficial though. Like it's made it better, but I think it's good like motivation having like a second eyes on what I'm working on and stuff, because I tend to get lazy with music production and things like that. So like to keep me on track and like make sure like even when I'm making a track that they're not hearing, I'm thinking like I need to make this good, so when they hear it like they want to pick it up. Like I think it's been pretty wild but I'm excited to have this EP out and release like something across all platforms.
Yeah, no, that sounds super exciting. Were there any sort of tracks that were originally on the EP that are now scrapped, or the 5 that are on it right now were the original ones?
Yeah, no, so the 5 that were originally on it, we had that sorted like start of the year, but yeah, I think there's 2 songs that are gone off it now, like right. 2 songs scrapped. I had like this like private site SoundCloud playlist like that only people with the link can check, and I just like put all my unreleased in there, and like my manager would just go and like, we need this on the EP. Like,
oh right, okay.
Yeah, so that 160 BPM techno song, check this out. Like he seen that on there. He's like, yeah, we need this in there. So we just scrapped like a few others or a couple others, because we had another song come in as well. I think As You Are was late, but yeah, it's weird how like if it was just me, that those first 5 would have come out ages ago. Like as I said before, how I released music straight away.
Yeah,
so, yeah. But nah, I think it's definitely looks better than what it would have if we released at the start of the year.
Right. Okay. And so it's sort of like the limit 5 for you for that EP.
No, it wasn't. We were gonna do 6. When we added check this out in, but I said that wasn't a big fan of the other one. It was like a filler song almost, like
right.
Yeah, so I was like, no, let's just scrap it. Like I'm not a big believer in filler songs. I want all the songs in the EP to like be good, like
right.
I want people to listen to them and like them. So yeah,
okay.
I think like I was like, yeah, no, I'm happy to scrap it.
Yeah, and sort of as you said, you don't wait to release sort of tracks. You sort of as soon as you sort of make them, you release them.
Yeah.
Do you go through like a testing phase of like playing out a set and seeing the reception of it before you sort of release it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do play a lot of unreleased music. I had this is not on the EP, but Green Mitsubishi was a single we're working on. I played at Burke Street Courtyard last week in Melbourne. It was like 600 or 800 people there, and I got an awesome reception on like the day, on the night, and on TikTok. So like, yeah, I think that's one of the best things to do for unreleased track, and I do that. But also just showing my mates and like saying like, do you like this? Because like they got the same taste as me, or like they have just like general like sort of listening ears, whereas me, I'll pick something out like that maybe not many people will pick out.
Yeah, a little more critical.
Yeah, exactly. So like just show it to my mates and say like, oh, what do you think of this? Like I think that's one of the best like feedbacks you can get, I reckon.
Yeah, no, that's all. Like, because I always thought about that. Like, what if like you play a song that you sort of like have produced? I'm not sure if this happened to you, but like, and you get like a mid reception. Like you play and then it's like sort of like not the expectation, or not the reaction you were sort of expecting. Yeah. Has that ever happened to you?
Feeding the Family the crowd actually wasn't that happy with Feeding the Family.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they're sort of dark in that video, but like then no one's really enjoying it. But I've always been like pretty heavy on forming your own opinion, and right. I think for me, like for people that tell me that they don't like my music, if I like something, and even other music, if I like something, like there's not much that can take me away from it.
Right.
Like I think like if I have a song coming out and I'm really loving it and I play it to a crowd that hates it, I'm still going to release it. Like, because like I'm very opinionated, but I'm like, I try not to be a sheep and like enjoy or hate what other people are hating or enjoying.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to form your own opinions, and I do that on my own music. So
yeah, well, Feeding the Family sort of got a good reception after you released it.
Yeah,
so
and
like,
I had bad receptions too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was sort of like the reception that you got? Was like the don't remix the classic or something?
Yeah. Which always happens, and like to be honest, it's understandable. Like as being an Oz indie song and turning it into techno, and honestly, the song's not really that advanced. Like it's a pretty simple song, but like the way I look at it, if you put something in your ears and it sounds good, then like why can't you enjoy it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too fazed by things like that. I think I just make music that I think people will enjoy, and if you don't, then so be it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you've got a lot of music out there that sort of had a good reception.
Yeah.
So I think one song that sort of like got like a
Yeah.
decent reception isn't gonna do too bad. How was it though? Like, how was that feeling of like, as you said, you know, you obviously you got your own opinion and like you know that what you release is good, but how does it feel like when you get like that sort of
Bad reception?
Yeah. Do you take it personally, or is it sort of just like those like I guess haters exist? It's
yeah, it's hard to not take it personally, to be honest. But I think what you got to do is just like try and move past it, because like they stand out, those like negative comments or whatever. But like I remember seeing them and like just looking on like the rest of the comments, there's like 99 of them are saying how much they love the song, and then there's one that's like negative, and that's the one that stands out. But yeah, I think you just gotta like, I don't really take it personally, because I sort of understand where they're coming from as well. But yeah, I think it's impossible to say that you don't care about it. But yeah, I think it's just something you need to move past.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point you make, because those comments will always exist.
Yeah,
they'll
always be.
Yeah, it stands out as well. Like as you said, 99 comments are like good. And
that negative you don't notice the good comments.
Because you sort of brush aside. Yeah, you always look for you're sort of looking for those negative comments as well in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like was that the biggest gig you played? That was that the first time you played that Spacey Jane song?
Yeah,
like the first time you played
I only just like finished it up, and yeah, that was the biggest gig and probably the best I played to this day. Because I think before that, the most people I played to was maybe like 200, and there was 1,400 people there.
At the offshore?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, like, it was insane, like, stepping up to, like, that many people.
Yeah.
And not really, like, being that experienced or having, like, played to that many people before. But I had really good reception on that set. A lot of people messaged me saying, like, you had the best set of the night, or, like, I really love your set. And, like, I was just shocked by the feedback I had. It was crazy.
And that's saying something, because you were supporting STÜM that night.
Yeah, yeah. Like, there's no way I had the best set that night. Like, there was, I think all of them like killed it. Like, there was obviously Thelma and Denim, STÜM, KSMBA. Like, it was just crazy.
Yeah. How is it like? Because is that like sort of like I guess the biggest sort of supporting cast you've had on a show since you started like playing gigs?
Yeah, I think that was like. Do you mean like the best lineup?
Yeah, sorry, not supporting cast, because you also like best lineup.
I was.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, that's all right. Yeah, it was definitely like the best lineup that I've been on. The one I did last week was just me supporting Ben Gerrans, which is probably the next best one as well, because most of the ones I've been doing, I've been headlining myself, and yeah, so that there's not too many like big names on the lineup with me, so. That was definitely like the biggest one.
How does it feel supporting those sort of names as well? Like,
it's crazy. Like, we're going back to inspirations before. Like, STÜM is probably one of my biggest inspirations, being like my age.
Yeah,
I think my age, and like I can relate to him being from Australia and like doing like music, doing techno so young. So I think like I'm definitely inspired by him, and to be put on the same lineup and just like see him in the green room is just like crazy. Yeah, just had to keep myself level headed.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's crazy that you say that, because like he's obviously your age, but like he's got like the status that he has around him.
Yeah,
which is like it's how was that sort of interaction with him?
I sort of just briefly met him, and I think I told him that I was inspired by him, which might have been a bit cringe, but yeah,
I'm sure he's heard it before from other people.
Yeah,
as well.
100%. I think every DJ like myself is, because like I said, like he's from Australia, young and doing big things in the tech scene. Like everyone wants to do it, and everyone knows that they can do it when they see people like him, because they like them. So
yeah, no, I think that's a good point. How does it feel? Like you said that you've supported some big artists, but how does it feel to sort of headline your own shows? Or headline gigs at such an early stage in your career?
It's pretty crazy. I remember like when my manager first reached out to me, I think he said that it was like in 6 months' time we'll be looking to do headline shows, and it was the next morning that I had my headline, which is crazy. Like, but it's just it still hasn't like sunk in. Like, you go and like even last night I go up to shows and people are taking photos with me and stuff like that, and it just doesn't feel like I'm in that position to be doing that. Like to me, I'm just like still a normal person. But like seeing all these people rock up to see you and see your music and ask for like your songs, like it's just crazy, and I don't think it ever will sink in. Like, and I love it. It does get stressful at times, but like I love it so much.
Yeah. Do you think that rapid rise, is that something that you wish, or in a way sort of have wanted to experience that sort of slow rise, or do you think this rapid rise is sort of like more favored towards for like the person that you are?
See, it's hard to say. It's like if you win the lottery, like that first feeling is like gonna be crazy, but like, would you rather like work for your money?
Yeah,
like,
in a way.
Like I don't know. I don't know how it would feel like if I like gradually got there. I would probably respect a lot of the work that I put in a lot more. But yeah, like obviously going straight into like interstate gigs and that, like the feeling's pretty intense and is pretty awesome. But I think gradually getting into it would have been good just for my mental state. Like as I said to you before, like I've been pretty heavy partying like at the gigs and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Have you had like a moment to sort of step back and sort of look back on your success, or has it been so quick that you haven't really had that opportunity?
I was thinking that driving on the way home last night, that I haven't really I was like driving home and I'm like, holy shit, I live in Melbourne and I don't have a job. Like it's just insane. Like I haven't, it's all happened so quickly, because in that time from when like I started getting gigs and stuff, it's like sorting out uni, sorting out where to live, sorting out like all what music's coming next. Like I haven't had time to sit back and take it all in yet, I think. And I don't know when that will be. Yeah,
because you've got a busy couple months coming ahead. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'm going on a family holiday to Sunny Coast at the end of the month, so I'll probably be sitting in my room like, fuck, like it's this is happening.
Yeah, that'll be a sick time to sort of reflect on everything.
It's like a little like 9-day break or something, so I won't have to play any gigs there.
How long is that one for?
The holiday. Yeah, 9 days.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good time for you sort of like unwind. Yeah. First time. Has everything sort of been like 100 miles an hour since like last October? Yeah,
I think I wouldn't say October. I'd say since end of April.
Yeah, right.
When I did the Adelaide gig, because since then I've been doing like weekly gigs, and like obviously my manager helps on the music side of thing as well. So like it's releasing music and working on music during the week, and then gigging on the weekend. Sometimes twice a weekend. Like it's like, for me it's pretty full on. Like it doesn't sound like I'm doing much, but right. It's a lot goes into it behind the scenes.
Yeah. How was like your Monday to Friday, I guess, before, because obviously I'm guessing you gig on Fridays and Saturdays most of the time. How's like your Monday to Friday looking? Is it just sort of every not like a 9 to 5, but just producing music, testing different sounds?
Yeah, I think it's I do preparation for my sets and stuff as well, so a lot of it's like just even just listening to or downloading music, making music a lot, and going back and like fixing up, finishing, or like touching up tracks that are coming on the way. And as I said, like I do set a lot of time aside to just not do anything, because I think when music becomes something that you feel like you have to do rather than you want to do it, like I don't like that feeling. So, and I don't want it to become fully that way. So I think I just set some time aside and make sure I just do music when I want to.
Yeah. Have you experienced like any sort of burnout or like weeks where it's sort of just like it feels more of a chore, or has it sort of still been fun since like, April?
I think coming towards the end of like my uni semester this semester, when I was still working and I had like 4 final assignments to whip up, and I had to go to Adelaide at that time as well. Like I wouldn't say I burnt out, because I ended up like being able to do it, but like it was just all the things that I had, all the responsibilities I had were just ticking at once, and with that, like it got pretty stressful, and that's when I realized like I need to like probably stop one of these things that I'm doing, like 3 things at once. I just couldn't juggle it.
How was that decision though, quitting your job? Was it something that came easy? Like was that like your first, when you thought about the 3 things, was quitting your job like the first thing you thought of?
Yeah, well I think it definitely was, and I think it was probably the only option as well. Like, music career wise isn't gonna last long. I don't feel like. So like studying is like I need a plan B. I need something I can like fall back on, and obviously I love what I'm doing at the moment. So like I was never gonna give that up out of any of the three. So I'm lucky enough to make enough money to be able to quit my job too. So yeah, it was obviously tough because like you're left with just one source of income, which isn't the same every week. But yeah, I feel like that's another motivator for me to like work hard and make sure that I'm like on top of all my music and gigs and stuff like that and stay professional. But yeah, I think in the end it was pretty easy to decide that I needed to quit my job.
Yeah.
It was just like nervous going into it that you realise like, shit, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, it was like daunting, like when you like woke up one morning and you're like, oh shit, I don't have to go to work. I'm not going to work today.
Yeah, it was. I still remember it, and it was like, because I was like going up to Melbourne that day. It was last week. Like I finished on the Friday.
Oh, you just quit your job?
Yeah, recently.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was fairly like
No.
a while back.
It was last week on Friday, and yeah, that was the day that I finished, and just woke up on the Monday, and was insane.
Was what sort of feel? Was it like a good feeling, or was it sort of like a?
It was, yeah. I can't lie. It was a good feeling.
Yeah.
Like everyone could imagine like waking up
on a Monday
and not having to do anything, but like, yeah. At the same time, like, just because I quit my job doesn't mean that like I have more free time that's meant to be taken up by study and music, working on music. Yeah.
No, that's actually cool. Like, yeah, that feeling. So like you sort of like woke up feeling good, and then sort of like kicked in, like, oh shit, no work, but now I have to like sort of
and it's it's my main source of income now. Like you have to work hard on that side of thing.
What was like your, if you don't mind me asking, like your parents' reaction to like you quitting your job?
Oh, I sort of kept my whole music thing in the dark with them like for a while. So like I think for me, like they didn't really realize how big it was till I went to Adelaide.
Right.
And like I didn't really tell them how much money I was making either. But like they just, I think they were nervous me moving out of home, not working all at the same time. Like as you could tell, like that they both don't sound good. But,
yeah, no, on paper it sounds very like it's a massive risk.
Yeah, exactly right, and it is a massive risk. But like I think they were confident in what I can do. Like I pretty much like just sat them down and explained everything that was going on, like what I've been doing and like how much I can make, and they pretty much backed me in. Like they were like, yeah, just go for it. Like they know how long I've been trying music for, so yeah, they backed me in and told me to go for it.
That's so awesome to hear. And like obviously they're super supportive now and super like probably a bit more accepting of the risk that you took.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they've always been really supportive as well. Like it goes back to like my mates too. Yeah, I've been lucky to have like family and friends very supportive of what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's yeah. I think that's probably one of the most important things. Probably what keeps you going through like all those times. You know, since like you sort of had this rapid rise and these last 2 months have been so hectic. I guess you don't really had time to sort of even look back at like the last 2 months, but like what do you sort of see going into the next, like by the end of the year? Like sort of what are your goals? Have you sort of like taken a moment to sort of set up some goals, or like to sort of like at least set some goals for this like whole music career, or has it been so rapid that you just have sort of again haven't had time to sort of sit back on it?
I think when I when I finished that like home gig at the bar, I had bucket list gigs because that was when I realised I wanted to get to Melbourne and wanted to do those. So I got bucket list gigs in my phone. I've already ticked XA54 off, which was one of the bucket list gigs. I can't remember what else I have in there, but that's the only sort of goal setting I did. I have things I want to do in mind, but I think I just sort of on cruise control. But once I do want to do untitled events one day, like for probably the BTV or pitch is like what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how far away that would be, but it's definitely a dream of mine to get to one of those one day.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've already been put on a festival coming up at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm at Aura, which is my first festival, which is pretty insane. Like the lineup on there is pretty crazy. So
yeah, I've had a skim over that festival. It's the first time that festival's
yeah,
happening.
I think it's the first year running. I'm not sure. I think Dangerous Goods runs it, but
yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. And I think I've got a main time slot on that event too. So yeah, it should be pretty fun.
Yeah, how was that feeling when you sort of got asked to play at that festival?
Oh, it was crazy when I first seen it. Like, as I got sent the lineup, I was like, "What is this?" I've never seen so many names on one photo. It was just crazy because I thought it would be like a year or so between when I was doing festivals, or like maybe even longer. And when I seen that, and it was like proper bush stuff, I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be sick." Like, it was a good feeling.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. You sort of like, how excited are you for that festival as well? Because you tell me you got a main time slot on there as well. So
yeah, I think it's definitely the one I'm looking forward to. Like, out of all the gigs that I've got like booked in, because it's unique. Like most of my gigs are like event club night sort of thing. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to. Like, that's the save date, you could say.
Yeah. Does planning a set for a festival and planning a set for like a gig, do you think that's going to be a bit different?
Yeah, I think especially for Aura, like that. I feel like it's like, because it's more of a bush stuff sort of festival. Like, I'd probably play some more obscure music to what I would play at a club, and I'd imagine that we're probably not mixing into other DJs too. So you could probably go as slow or as fast as you want, like, because you got no one following after anyone. Right. So yeah, I think the preparation will be different, but I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, that's super exciting. And maybe just to like sort of cap it off the episode, what's been like your favorite gig so far?
Favorite gig?
Yeah. Or like, what's one? Obviously, your first ever gig sounds like it's very memorable, but maybe besides that, because I'm sure that's probably on your list. But besides that, what's been like your most favorite gig so far? Yeah,
it definitely would have been between like the one at home and offshore. But considering we can't say the one at home, it would have to be offshore, because it was just insane. Like, I'd love to just do that every weekend, but it was crazy with that many people there, and the reception I had from everyone watching. Like, it's got to be up there with probably one of the best I'll ever do, I reckon.
Yeah. What's like your future what's like your future bucket list as well?
Future bucket list.
Do you have like any, I guess, again, like it's hard to sort of fathom since you've only been doing it since April, basically. It's hard to fathom, but like, do you have anything that's like sort of international, or are you sort of sticking it to like Australia?
Yeah, I think just I wouldn't say any specific places internationally, but I would like to just do an international gig. That might be further down the line, or it could be close, I don't know. But I'd like, obviously the top of everything is a boiler room, which is which is pretty obvious for every DJ. Who knows if I can do that? But I think international. I have worked with Alaman in UK, which is like a collective. Before, like when I first started out, so they've been pretty keen to bring me there, but it's just the process of doing it. I'd like to get to probably UK or that area one day.
Yeah, no, I think the UK and boiler room would be that'll be freaking crazy. And honestly, I don't think it's that far of a reach for you, because with how fast you've grown.
If I gave it this rate, who knows? But
at this rate, it might be the next year. You might be looking at boiler rooms. That's insane. It's, as I said, it's hard to sort of fathom that you only had your first proper gig last October, but like your first club gig in April. Yeah. And like the way the year's sort of flown by, it's already June, so I mean, what, two and a half?
Yeah.
Just over 2 months.
Few months. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, it's I think it's crazy, like, that you've been able to sort of achieve all of that.
Yeah. And it's good for hopefully if you're an up and coming producer or DJ looking at this, like, it can happen. It can happen quickly. Yeah, things can just like fall into place like that. And as much as I did work hard for it, like, it's all possible.
Yeah. So I was just something just clocked on my head. Like, like, obviously I'm sure you're friends with a lot of DJs that have sort of, or a lot of DJs that sort of had that grind where they took them not like, a short amount of time, it took them like a couple of years to sort of get there.
Yep.
Do you sort of, is the attitude towards, like, how have you sort of been able to, like, the attitude with each other in terms of that sort of like fast rapid rise, and like them being like slow grinded out?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think I'm not actually too familiar with many DJs because I live so far out of Melbourne.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think it's just what I do notice is that a lot of them are close with each other, even if they're not in the same agency or whatever. Like everyone sort of like knows other DJs and stuff like that because they've all sort of been on that grind together. And I'm just like new to the scene. I feel left out in a sense, but like, yeah, I think that's the cons of that happen so quickly.
You sort of don't have that time to sort of build those connections.
Yeah, so like I've just sort of been thrown in. It's like, here you go, make mates with these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It'd be So have you sort of made any mates with any of like those like Melbourne DJs or?
I in person I don't see a lot of Melbourne DJs, but I feel like over social media and even like Black Traffic, who was just in BOK for last night, like those kind of people I talk to on social media, and I would say like is like a friendship.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool. I guess how was that seeing that Black Traffic playing your track yesterday?
Yeah, it was insane. Like I had the messages on my phone. He's played it before as well, and like he's doing so well at the moment. Like obviously in the same agency as BOK, and all those DJs are killing it over at Europe at the moment. So like seeing that and just hearing my song play, I was meant to be there too, but I couldn't.
Yeah, so that would suck, but it would have been cool to sort of see like your song being played. Yeah,
it's crazy.
And BLK probably also knows that song now because Black Traffic probably put him on it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when it was playing. I was like, hang on, BLK is listening to my song right now.
Yeah,
he's there.
he's probably jamming out to it in the back. So that would have been a crazy feeling as well.
Yeah,
but it's been awesome talking to you. Like, I guess I sort of I was aware of like your rapid rise, but I didn't realize how quick it was and sort of the effect that it's had on you. And like as you said, it's been difficult for you to take a step back and sort of realize everything that's happened. Yeah. But I'm sure anyone that sort of experienced anything like this in the last 2 months wouldn't have time either. But it's very it's very inspiring. Again, anyone listening, sort of working hard, like it can happen. Yeah. Like you just need that one break that sort of gets you to it.
100%.
Where you need to be. But it's been awesome talking to you. I think we've had a very valuable discussion. Yeah, you too. But if you guys, obviously, Ben's been killing it, as you've heard throughout this whole episode. Feel free to follow him, Benjamin at AU, or is it? Yeah, Benjamin with 2 N's. 2 N's. .au. Yeah, make sure you follow him. As you can probably hear, super exciting, super fast rise. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of exciting things coming up in the next 12 months. So feel like, look at that if you can. Obviously, if you like the episode, like, share, and subscribe with all your friends. Listen on Spotify, watch on YouTube, and interact on all the socials. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you. Thanks.